Hi, welcome. So I wanted to give you a quick rundown of what to expect this week for learning and for content. So we're in our first unit, Introduction to Social Sciences, and why social change. Why is social change so important? So for this week, you're going to read through the content and get familiar with your own application of social change, taking this personal survey to see where you fall. You're going to watch a little video, so dare to dream about the future and what could the future look like. And then you're going to review some historical changes. So, what are some big pictures and what are some iconic moments from history that created change? And then you guys are going to follow up with a post. So, make sure you read your rule of thumb, good posting and participating online, what that should look like. And then you guys are going to create a post on social change. So come up and think about a time a change in society that you remember. It could be or have learnt about. Maybe you weren't alive for it, so you might not remember it. The invention of a cell phone, the AIDS epidemic, the Industrial Revolution. Okay, there's lots of great points in history where social change has happened. And create a little post. Here's your expectations and your guidelines, and share that moment in time with your classmates. Remember, when you're doing any types of posts that involve research, you have to have an in-text citation, which you can see here, which has the author and the year, right after you share your researched information. And then you should have one little works cited list. I expect at least one research piece of work, but if you find two, make sure you have two. And any time you have an item in your works cited list, make sure I see it in text somewhere. You have to be referring to something somewhere. So those two things go hand in hand. So this is going to be your first test at doing APA for this class, citing your research. And then you're going to complete a social change assignment. So you're going to give me the 5 W's of an event that you do remember. So something that you were alive for. You know, they call it light bulb moments when something happens. For me, I remember when 9/11 happened and I was at home and I was watching, I think like Wheel of Fortune or something on TV, some type of game show, and then the news broke out. So often those light bulb moments, people remember where they were and what they were doing when huge events happen. So what is your huge event and how do you remember it? So you're going to share that and you're going to submit that to me for your first assignment. So I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys interact with the material and what you do. And just so you know, there is also a checklist, and there'll be a checklist every week so you can see it on your main page when you sign into the course. I'm going to click here on Challenge and Change. Sure, it's taking its time. So when you click on Activity Checklist, this will tell you how you can spend your time this week. So am I getting a good preview of it? You're going to see it slightly different than how I see it, but Monday it'll tell you to read the lesson. Monday and Tuesday, read the lesson. Wednesday, participate in the discussion. Thursday, complete the Dropbox activity. And Friday, you can go back and participate in your classmates' expectations and discussions. Now, that being said, you can participate any way you want, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if you're not sure how to budget your time, I've kind of created a little layout that helps you budget your time so that you're getting in the expected amount of time to complete assignments and go through the coursework. So you can use that, but if you don't, you might be sitting down on a Friday and spending 8 hours on the course, or you could be spending it every day. So that is there for you to help you. All right, reach out anytime if you have questions, and I look forward to seeing you online.